Good evening, everyone. This is the Raleigh Board of Selectmen meeting for July 15, 2019. Would you join me in reciting the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, we have an executive session to discuss litigation strategy in Raffey versus Town of Raleigh, Essex Superior Court docket number 1977 CV 00850 pursuant to the state open meeting law. I'm going to call for a motion to go into executive session for the purpose of discussing strategies with respect to litigation in this case, because an open meeting may have a detrimental effect on the litigating position of the town, and we will return to open session.
Give it that motion, Mr. Chairman.
Second?
Second.
Motion to go into executive session has been made and seconded. I'll ask for a roll call vote.
I, Robert Snow.
I, Cliff Pierce.
I, Joe Perry.
I, Dave Peterson.
Okay, we're in an executive session. In open session. I'll take up general business number 1, which is the Northeast Massachusetts Mosquito Control news release on aerial application to control mosquito larvae on coastal salt marshes. I'll read their notice. The Northeast Massachusetts Mosquito Control and Wetlands Management District anticipates it may be necessary to conduct a helicopter application of the biological larvicide BTI to control mosquito larvae over coastal salt marshes in Salisbury, Newburyport, Newbury, Ipswich, and Raleigh during daylight hours between July 7 and July 27. The material to be applied, BTI, is a natural bacterium found in soil and water. BTI is a very selective larvicide which is non-toxic to people as well as fish, birds, bees, and to virtually all insect species. BTI only affects mosquito larvae and a few closely related aquatic insects in the fly family. The BTI will be applied by helicopter flying low over the salt marsh. The product name of BTI is Vectoban 12AS. Residents need not take any special precautions due to the safety of BTI because the application will occur directly over salt marsh and not residential areas. Okay, general business number 2, request from Highway Surveyor Patrick Snow and Board of Cemetery Commissioners to appoint Matthew Nadeau to the position of Cemetery Supervisor, Highway Truck Driver, and Equipment Operator.
Mr. Chairman, this is a position, it's 4 hours cemetery and 4 hours highway. We had one applicant, and he's been interviewed and worked by both Patrick Snow and myself and Amy. And then he did meet with the cemetery board last week, and we had our public meeting. And I guess today he's agreed to accept the position, so I think it'll be the end of July. He'll actually start working if all goes well, so we're hoping that that moves forward. He seems like a well-qualified individual, and we obviously need to fill the position. So.
Good. And the appointment is made subject to a successful pre-employment physical. Right?
I'll make that motion.
Okay.
Second.
Motions are made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. General business number 3 is a letter of resignation from Wendelin Hansberry. I'll read her letter to Mr. Costello, the Chairman of the Board of Health. Please accept this letter as notice of my resignation from my position as Assistant Inspector, Administrative Assistant with the Town of Raleigh Board of Health. My last day of employment will be July 23rd. I've accepted a position as health agent for the town of Topsfield. This promotion to a department head position was an exciting opportunity for growth I did not want to turn down. It's been a pleasure and a privilege to work with you, Ms. Ewell and Mr. Melcher, the board members, and Mr. Marchigiani, the Health Services Coordinator and Department Head. Over the years, the wonderful people in our department have added to the overall excellence of the Board of Health Office and my experience with the town of Raleigh. I would like to thank all the individuals who were involved in my learning and growth. as an inspector and administrator of the town, including Mr. Gallagher, health sanitarian, and Ms. Egan, town administrator, as well as other town employees and citizens who participated in the senior assistance program. I am happy to help with the transition of my position to a new staff, and I'm available in the future to answer any questions or help in any way that would be useful. I intend to leave the office in a situation where my duties can be assumed by another and there will be minimum disruption in services. I look forward to staying in touch and hope we can consider the professional relationships we developed as an important resource. Thank you again for the opportunities you have provided me through the many years I have worked for the Board of Health. Please feel free to contact me at any time in the future.
Mr. Chairman, just to follow up on that, I did see Wendy this morning at the Board of Health, and I didn't realize she's worked here for 20 years.
Yeah.
She started out as kind of a secretarial position,
Yeah.
and she's taken courses and training and worked her way up, and she's really been a super valuable employee over
Yeah.
there and to the town itself. And I
Right.
just want to make sure that we send her a very nice letter of commendation for the work she's done and everything she's done, and it's a great opportunity for her to move forward. And
It
I
is.
congratulated her on that on behalf of the
Right.
The
Health
board,
agent for the town of Topsail. That's
yeah,
pretty good.
It's really good.
Okay.
I'll second that.
Okay. Motion to accept her resignation with regrets has been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. General business number 4 is a request from the Board of Health to lift the hiring freeze for the position of Health Department Assistant Inspector Administrative Assistant. It's a letter from Frank Marchigiani. Due to the vacancy in the Board of Health office, we requestfully request to lift the hiring freeze for the Administrative Assistant and Assistant Inspector position.
Hear that motion?
Second.
Motion to lift the hiring freeze has been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. All opposed? Okay, new business number 1 is sign the contract extension with PRS Group. The IT contract with PRS Group, Inc. needs to be renewed for another year. We issued a 3-year solicitation for IT services and have the option to renew for 2 additional years on a year-by-year basis. IT coordinator Sue Bailey and Karen Summit are recommending the board renew this contract. The board needs to vote to approve the contract and authorize me to sign it.
Can I just say, Mr. Chairman, an additional comment that they were very much involved, Jared in particular, at the police and fire department with all the new technology up there, the new phone lines, all the security cameras, and the technology up there is just finally 21st century, and they've been greatly involved in that, a big help, so.
Great. Can you get a motion?
I give you a motion.
Motion to sign the contract is made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Those
Aye.
opposed? The ayes have it.
Mr. Chairman, who seconded that? Bob made the motion?
Bob's first.
Joe seconded?
Joe, second.
Who seconded it? Oh.
Sounds good. You won't argue about that.
Okay, new business number 2 is a letter from the Friends of the Council on Aging regarding carpet at the Annex. The board has received a letter from the Friends of the Rowley Council on Aging concerning the condition of the carpet at the Annex. Dave Peterson has trimmed the sections of the carpet on the front stairwell that had holes. He is suggesting that we include flooring for both the front and the back stairways in the hallway in the next capital appropriation.
Just for the info, Mr. Chairman, I went over there today, they had the COA luncheon, and we were happy to say that we officially opened the new ramp today, got the acceptance for it, and we still have a door to be replaced by the end of the month, of the first, early in August. The door will be a new door for the ramp, along with an electric opener, similar to what the library has for their main front door. And I did make a quick speech to they had about 15, 16 people over there for the Monday meal, the first time since we started the ramp. And they were very appreciative of the work that was done, and I really apologize, because we originally intended that to be a 2-week project, and then because of problems with the contractor, we had to extend it all out, but they were appreciative. And I mentioned about the carpet, and basically, we fixed the holes as best we could. The carpet's about 50, it's gotta be at least 50 years old over
Really?
there. And I think we need to look at, during the summer and early fall, possibly tearing up the carpet and just using a wood floor might be better off. Carpet on stairs is kind of tough anyway, but examine it and then put some money into the capital budget for some repairs over there.
Mhm.
So there was acceptance to that, and I talked to Brianna Walsh, she was too. So right now, the problem is in the end.
The what?
The problem with the carpet's been taken care of.
Oh, okay.
We'll keep an eye on it.
So we don't need to make a motion on it, right?
No, it's all set.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, would you like a letter to go to the Friends of the Sea?
Yeah, we might be able to
Would like
just
a
send them a
letter?
quick letter saying
Okay.
we've addressed it and we'll be looking at it at the capital budget.
Okay. Motion to send the letter, such a letter?
I'll give you a motion.
Second.
Motion's been made and second. All those in favor?
Aye.
All those opposed? The ayes have it. Okay, update on Pine Grove School. Joe, you want to give us an update?
Okay, I have some good news. They did find mold extensive in the east wing,
That's good.
and they have cleaned it out, and all of the mold has been removed. What they need now is some mineral wool to put back against the outside walls of the building. And unfortunately, they said that was originally a 2-week lead time, and they're having trouble getting it, and they won't have it in until about the 25th of July. But they are planning on working some overtime to get that back up to on schedule, and to have that work out. So it's creating an additional problem for the time. They're supposed to finish up 6 weeks from last Friday, which is very close time, and but they're still hoping that they can finish the project on August 23rd.
They're going to know the end of this week, rather, aren't they, about when the time frame is, or whether they can meet that date?
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
That's about it.
yeah, so Brian's going to look into, if the decision is we can't make it in time, Brian's going to have to, was it 13 classrooms we're talking?
There were 13 staff members that would have to be reassigned to a different area. I think there's about 9 classrooms and 4 other staff members
So-
who would be in the area. But the thing is that you have to remember that the all-purpose room right now, we're still delivering furniture. And so all of the new furniture for that wing will be coming in in August, and they don't have any place to put it because there's a ton of stuff in the all-purpose room, and they don't have any room in the gym because that's being used for storage of other equipment. So they're maxed out on their space for storage.
So let's hope they can do it on time.
But we're still meeting, the Friday meetings, by the way, have been changed to 10 o'clock in the morning. But we're still meeting every Friday, and we get an update.
Yes, sir.
I don't know if this is applicable. Any update on the fields which adjacent to the school?
Yeah, we're bidding out right now to put a well in for irrigation. We can't plant or do anything with the field until we know we get irrigation over there. So we're building out a deep well. And once we have that in place, then we'll go to the next step of building the field. But like everything else, it's going slower than we anticipated. But it'll be another year before we actually get the field and the ability to play. It won't be for next summer, it'll be for the summer after, the way it's looking right now. Hate to say that, but that's,
No, we have Viera, well company
Yeah.
that we're actually working with right now. We did have the contract settled, so they're gonna start looking.
they're gonna start pretty quick, yeah. So once we get the well drilled,
That's,
and then we gotta run power over there to get to power the well from the construction project. And then once we do that, then we'll put out a bid for leveling the field, digging it up and smoothing it out, and then ultimately constructing the well field.
Okay, we have minutes for June 17. Joe, you were absent?
Yep.
Give me a motion, Mr. Chairman, to accept the minutes from June
Okay.
17th.
I'll second that.
Motion to accept the minutes has been made and seconded. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed?
Abstain.
The ayes have it. I see you're taking that. Announcements, vacancies, Planning Board Associate Member, 2 vacancies on the Conservation Commission, 1 vacancy on the Zoning Board of Appeals. Oh, we have a little time left for public comment if someone wants to ask a question. Several vacancies on the Rowley Cultural Council. Interested residents should send a letter of interest to the Board of Selectmen or call the Selectmen's office at 948-3272. Yes,
Yes.
public comment?
Yeah, public comment.
Squeeze you in.
500 Weathersfield Street. A number of months ago, we had a bit of a presentation and some discussions over the Green Communities program.
Mhm.
We had Mr. Neil Duffy from the region come in and have a presentation and kind of an overview of how the project worked and program works. Just wanted to see if there was progress on that or any forward motion that was ongoing within the town, or if there was a point in which we'd reach out to the community to kind of get some further organization going on that.
Mr. Chairman, if I may. I
Yeah.
can-
For a future meeting.
Yep.
Yes, so at this point, we're working with Merrimack Valley Planning Commission. And one of the things that we have to do is an energy audit. So we have to do, we have to solicit for different companies, and Mr. Duffy had suggested some. We were looking on the same contract to Brombice as well. And as a matter of fact, this morning, Natalie met with 2 of the companies today to do that. So that's one of the steps we have to take before we can kind of really dive into the program, and then start with the other pieces to it until we have the energy audit. So she went on a tour of various buildings on that.
Okay, great.
Have we verified that we actually have one person in Rowley who is using, I forget the name of
National
it.
Grid?
National Grid, yeah.
Well, Mr. Duffy said there is a customer, and that's how,
Well, he also said that as a threshold matter, we need to put that in our application, I guess.
yeah, so I would presume that, I think you got that information from the Raleigh Light Department, so we would try to get the name of
Yeah.
that customer that happens to get electricity from National Grid. It must be like on the border, because Ipswich has their own municipal, and
Must have been on the
Georgetown, so
Newbury
it's
side.
either Newbury or Boxford. There's
Right.
a-
Yeah.
Okay, so it must be someone in the area of the.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think before we put a lot of effort into this, we ought to verify that we
Okay,
have
that's a
someone,
very
you
good
know.
point.
Yeah,
No,
if
so
that part hadn't taken place yet, I remember Neil mentioning it. He would either do the legwork for that or work
Yeah.
with us. If there was any sort of certifications that were needed with Eversource National
Yes.
Grid.
Right.
As far as that goes.
And a couple of the changes would involve zoning changes, so
That's right.
the ZRC, Zoning Review Committee, usually meets in September, so I'm on the ZRC, so we'll convene that and figure out what changes we need to make in order to join the program.
Mainly the stretch code, really.
Huh?
Mainly the stretch code is the primary one.
Well, we
Some
need
of
to,
the other
we need to make
variances.
solar energy or renewable energies by right in some part of town. I think we can do that by allowing them as a right in our commercial districts. I don't think anyone would object to that.
Yeah, and a bylaw change like that, would satisfy, according to Neil Duffy, I think, their
Yeah.
requirement.
Right. Okay, thank you.
Thanks.
Motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn?
Second.
Motion's been made and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The ayes have it.